Hey, my metal stackers, a new year. I'm reluctant to say Happy New Year simply because I believe it's going to be the same BS, different year. What do I mean by that? Well, the economy, the war that's going on in parts of the world, our debt, and inflation is still sticking around. So, how could anyone say Happy New Year, right? It's the same BS, different year. Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for joining me. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and definitely share this video with friends and family members that might find it interesting to them. So let me just jump in. I want to quickly talk about some key job numbers from last year. Many of you may recall back in March of 2024, they revised the job numbers by 818,000, right? So that was the largest downgrade in 15 years. And that's not the first time. I believe in August they revised it down to another 89,000. So to me, the Bureau of Labor Statistics it's nothing but the Bureau of BS. I mean, these numbers are all over the place. They increase and then they revise it by a substantial number. And what's interesting is they don't really talk about what types of jobs were added. In my opinion, these are more service jobs, more part-time jobs, but they don't go into details in terms of types of jobs that were added. So in my opinion, the government is just all over the place, and they're not transparent at all when it comes to the job numbers. All right, so let me just quickly talk about both gold and silver. If you guys recall my video back in September, I believe, close to October, I made some predictions, right? I said gold would be in that 2,800 plus range by the end of 2024, and silver in that 34 plus range by the end of 2024. Well, right before the election, gold did hit all-time highs. I mean, it made all-time highs, close to the 2,800 level. I think it was right around 2,753, give or take. And silver, $32.66. So definitely under that 33 level mark. So my numbers were relatively close, and not to mention realistic. If you recall, the big banks and financial analysts, they were predicting gold in that 3,000 range and silver in that 40 plus range, right? So definitely way off, way off. However, after the election, I found this extremely interesting. Right after the election, when Trump won the election, we saw a huge decrease in both gold and silver, right? So let me look at some numbers here. So right after the election, gold pulled back, and it pulled back considerably in the 2,600 level, 2,625 to be exact. And silver, man, that really took a dip in the 29, just under $29. I think it was like $28.85, give or take. So some huge decrease in numbers there. But, I find the whole election thing irrelevant, because even if Harris won the election, I think we would have seen more or less the same price pullbacks on both gold and silver. So in my opinion, I think the whole election is just absolutely irrelevant. They say a Democratic president is more bullish for gold and silver because of the increase in spending. Well, if we recall, between 2016 and 2020, there was still a significant increase in our debt under Trump. And don't get me wrong, Trump is not your average politician, and I support the guy, but I think we're going to see more or less of the same BS moving forward. We're going to see a increase in our debt, spending, as well as money printing. Now, I'm crossing my fingers. I'm hoping that the incoming administration will cut significantly, right? Because we really need those cuts. We really need to cut our spending. We really need to reduce our debt. I think it's well over 36 trillion and climbing. So I think, again, my point, regardless of the election, it's going to be the same old spending, increasing the debt, et cetera, et cetera. That's just my opinion, but let's hope for the best. That's for sure. And speaking of inflation, or I should say the spending, inflation is a quick topic I want to touch because I find this extremely interesting. Where back in August, let me just bring up my chart here. So back in August of 2024, we saw the inflation numbers, or I should say inflation at a 2.5% rate. And then in September, we saw that decrease at 2.4. However, in October, that number rose to 2.6. And in November, that number rose again to 2.7. So I really don't see inflation heading down to that 2% level anytime soon. Maybe it will happen under Trump. Let's hope. Let's really cross our fingers. So regardless of inflation numbers, I think we're still going to see some new all-time highs this year for both gold and silver. And I honestly believe we will also see some dips in both gold and silver. And when that happens, guys, take advantage of those dips. I know I am. In fact, I am backing up the Brinks truck and I am loading up. And you should too. You should definitely take advantage of those dips because we're not going to see low numbers. And when I say low numbers, some people, I had one customer said to me that we may see gold at 2,200. 2,200, no way. Where that ship has sailed, I really doubt we may see, 25, between 25, 2,600. We may see that, but I really doubt it, simply because of our spending and increase in our debt. Inflation is still sticking around. Many of my customers and new clients have been selling to me because they want to cash in on the profits, right? They are selling high. And many of them had to. They needed cash. And let's face it, many institutions prefer cash. Mortgage, supermarkets, you name it, whatever. They all prefer cash. Again, to me, cash is trash, but institutions still prefer to take cash. But definitely take advantage of the dips. I cannot stress that enough. It is going to happen. And when it does, we are not going to see those low numbers again. I honestly believe we are going to make some serious all-time highs in gold and silver. I am going to analyze and look at some more data. And I will definitely create another video in terms of my prediction for 2025 for both gold and silver. So please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Guys, it would mean so much to me. I would really appreciate your support, and definitely share this video. And before I forget, definitely stick around for a new upcoming video that will be amazing news, not just for me, but for my customers. I have some great news that you don't want to miss, so definitely subscribe to my channel to hear about it. So guys, that's it. Take care of your health. Preserve your wealth. Most importantly, keep rocking and keep stacking. Thanks, guys.